Libra, hi, how are you? Yeah, I left my tripod at my friend's, so a bit of a temporary camera setup. Can't quite see the desk as well, sorry about that. My friend is putting it in the post to me. Yeah, I took it to his house to do a bit of filming while I was away and then left it there. Go me! I'm going to pull you some cards, all focused around the issue of investing in yourself, Libra. I just wanted to bring the focus back onto you. I seem to have done a lot of love readings recently where I've been a little bit digging around in other people's energy, and I just, yeah, like I say, I wanted to focus on you for a bit. We'll be back to a general Celtic cross reading after this round of readings is finished, i.e. when I get to Cancer. I will do the last one of these, and then I'll start with the Celtic crosses with Sag. The spread I'm using is from Emerald Lotus Divination. We're going to look at why I should invest in myself, where I should invest my energy, how should I invest in myself, and then we're going to look a bit more future orientated. What will come if I choose to invest in myself and how this will affect my everyday life. And then we will look at something I need to learn about investing in myself and why I am worthy of investment. That last card I will read with the first card because it just makes sense to me to do so. Yes, I am looking over there because I do have a cheat sheet for the layout of this spread, because I do not learn every single spread that I use off by heart. I have other things that I would rather fill my brain with. Let me just, there we go, so you can see me. I have, the tower wants to show its face, interesting. I am not working with jumpers today for this spread, but it does mean it will take me a little while to get the right shuffle. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. This is not hard and fast solid advice. It's a collective reading on the internet. Some bits will resonate, some bits won't. Your reaction to what I say is the most important thing. And I don't do hard and fast advice anyway. The stuff that's raised is food for thought. Okay. But it's usually pretty useful because it all comes through for a reason, I believe. If it doesn't resonate, check out your other placements. Right, final shuffle. Yeah, I think so. Right, so why should I invest in myself? The Lover's reversed. How interesting. Where should I invest my energy? Ooh. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a card of the past. Spirit's telling you to invest your energy in the past. Can it be that straightforward? That seems odd. How should I invest in myself? The Reverse High Priestess. You're being asked to get in touch with your own intuition and with parts of you that you may have buried. What will come if I choose to invest in myself? Libra. That's beautiful. Strength. Will. Motivation. How will this change my daily life? A slightly less positive card. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is all about overwhelm. So I think investing in yourself will actually allow you to reduce that sense of overwhelm in your life. Something I need to learn about investing in myself, the Wheel of Fortune. How interesting. I think that's the idea of not leaving too much up to fate, actually. And why I'm worthy of investment is the Reverse Death card. Well, you got some big energies come out here, Libra. Jeez Louise. Whoo-wee. As I say, I read the first card and the last card of this spread together. I'm just going to peek at the bottom of the deck because I can't help myself often. The idea of these... Sorry, you can't see the cards at all. The idea of these readings That's the best I can do. Is Six of Swords. The idea of these readings is that I'm not really going to do too much clarification because I'm keeping them short, because it's the end of half-term week and I just wanted to do a chunk of readings that were a bit shorter than usual. It's interesting to see how people might like a shorter reading as well on the channel, but really the way I read is the way I read, and I will be going back to kind of the hour-long readings after this because I just love getting onto the energies and digging and seeing what we can find. I just think it makes for a much better reading. Why should I invest in myself? Why I'm worthy of investment. I feel like your way is a bit blocked at the moment, or at least has been in the recent past. Because that's what the Death card energy does. The Death card energy removes blockages, clears the way, clears your path. And it's come out in response to the question of why I'm worthy of investment. And I think that's why you're worthy of investment, because you should be allowed to not feel so up against it all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, before this death energy's been brought to the table, and I believe it is in your energy, I believe that you are recognising that this is something you need to bring to the table. It's almost like, well, it's a bit like this Nine of Wands, a bit like Ten of Wands, particularly the Ten of Wands in the Wild Unknown deck. It's a bit like your path ahead is just not clear. Like, it feels like there's so many obstacles, so many blockages between you and what you want. And it's almost like you've put up with just the overwhelm and the amount of effort that you need to just laboriously like climb over these blockages. Whereas when you invest in yourself, I feel these blockages are going to be removed, and moving forward on the path that you wish to move forward on is going to be less laborious, okay? Less strained, less overwhelming, like less effort, basically. And I'm not saying like, we should be expected to put zero effort in and get what we want, but I think there's the idea here that in a way you've been putting in more effort than is necessary because you haven't cleared the way, and this energy brings that clearing of the way to you so that you can move forward easier. And it's about knowing that you are worth that investment. You are worth the investment of clearing the way so that you can have an easier ride forward. That's what Spirit's trying to tell you. So you might think that you're not worth that, and that actually I deserve to have to feel so strained and feel so laboured and feel like my every step forward is like lifting a lead weight. Spirit's saying, no, you deserve better than that. You deserve to be able to walk forward a lot more freely. That stick of incense is bothering me. Sorry. And that's why you're worth the investment, because you're allowed to feel a sense of ease in your life, in your day-to-day life, okay? Why should I invest in myself with the Lovers here? That's a good one, isn't it? What is that all about? There may be a relationship, romantic, business or otherwise, that has left you feeling like it's quite hard to invest in yourself. Aquarius got this, interestingly. So both the air signs have got this so far. There is a bit of an air of codependency about this energy. Sort of not believing you can do things on your own almost. So I think investing in yourself is about building trust in yourself, building trust in your own capabilities. I feel, Libra, that I'm looking at a Libra who sort of has core beliefs about their own capability that you've had to work on. I believe you may have actually done quite a lot of work on them, but it might be quite recently, or for some of you that work is still ongoing, or for some of you the idea that you have negative beliefs about your own capability might be quite a shock. I don't know, but I feel like it's coming up and it's something that it might be useful for you to think about. There's also something about choices here. But that's about trusting yourself and trusting your own capability as well. I think sometimes you find making decisions and making choices quite hard, because that's what the Lover's card is. By the way, it's a card of choice, and I'm taking it very literally in this reading. I feel like investing in yourself is going to give you greater clarity, greater ease, to be able to make choices without questioning your own capability to make those choices, okay? Therefore, decisions are going to come easier to you because you'll be in the mindset of, I am capable, I am responsible, I can stand on my own 2 feet, I can make correct choices, and, well, if I don't make correct choices, or if hindsight teaches me that they weren't the right choices, then, well, I'm human and humans sometimes fuck up, sort of thing, okay? Yeah, I feel you'll be able to make choices quicker once you invest in yourself. Where should I invest my energy? 6 of Cups. And how should I invest in myself? I feel like this Libra that's showing up in this reading is hiding parts of themselves from themselves. I'm going to ask what you're hiding from yourself. Okay, I have been doing a bit of clarification in the other readings. That song about buying yourself flowers has come into my head. I'm not going to sing it because I don't know the melody well enough. Or am I? I probably am, aren't I? I can buy myself flowers. Don't know. Just wanted to say that to you. You can buy yourself flowers, Libra. I do. No other fucker's going to buy me them. I mean, I went on holiday and I came back. You know, because obviously it was Valentine's while I was away. I was like, it's going to be tough to open my front door with all those Valentine's gifts waiting for me. Nothing, Libra. Nothing there. What's that all about? I was shocked, I tell you. So I went out and bought myself flowers. Where should I invest my energy? Yeah, I don't know. We're going to get onto that. I'm skipping about a bit. Sorry. High Priestess. How should I invest in myself? There is some part of yourself that is not coming up to the surface that you are hiding. One way in which you can invest in yourself is finding that part of you that you have buried. I'm going to clarify what part of you have buried. What part of themselves has Libra buried, please, with this High Priestess energy? Holy shit. The Empress. Hell yeah. King of Swords. You see, he is very decisive, very responsible. You know, all those things I said about that Lover's energy, about, you know, you heard it. Rewind if you didn't. It's like some part of you that is confident and able to make decisions has been buried, and investing in yourself is going to bring that energy back to the surface. What else did we get? We got Judgment. Oh my god, awesome. The moon has come out again, which is just really testament to the fact that we are speaking about energies that either are being or in the past have been somewhat buried. You might, you know, timescales in tarot are a bit tricky. You might relate to this as something that's happened to you in the past, or you might relate to this as something you are currently working on, or it might make sense in a few weeks' time. But there was definitely the idea here of you burying parts of yourself, and this is really what's being buried. So this is this just it's about responsibility, self-responsibility, you know, making decisions, going through with decisions, following through with decisions, like dealing with the consequences of your decisions, trusting your own capabilities, trusting your own ability to be responsible for your own life. And then Judgment. I mean, you are throwing up some massive energies at me, Libra. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune. I wouldn't be surprised if you are going through quite the energetic shift at the moment, or have very recently gone through quite the energetic shift. It's something. It's something, Libra. I'm telling you, it is something. We've just got so many majors out. So major arcana cards in tarot talk about energies that are quite overarching, quite long terms, if that makes sense. You know, it's not just everyday bullshit that we're talking about here, okay? This is stuff that's probably gonna have quite a lasting impact on your future, the way these energies are being thrown at me, the way the energies are shifting. Judgment. This is all about, do you know, Aquarius also had this. If you have a lot of Aquarius in your chart, I would definitely recommend checking out their reading. This is your calling, your purpose, whatever that means to you. You know, some people see that as something very spiritual, like, you know, a connection with a higher power is involved with this Judgment energy for some people. For others, it might be more just of a sort of, well, you know, what do I want? What career do I want? Anything within that range, you know. But I'm feeling a certain independence in this energy that I think is really beautiful, because you see, like, she's playing this tune on her. Well, I don't know what it is. I mean, normally you don't see a kind of human form playing a brass instrument on Judgment, but my point is, she's sort of marching to her own tune. Do you know what I mean? It's quite an entrepreneurial energy, actually, especially alongside the King of Swords. There's the idea of being a leader here, actually. I think, yes, I think that's a major thing that you are burying or have buried, is this idea that you can sort of stand up and take responsibility and be a leader. So for some of you, we could be talking about, you know, a simple promotion within your current job that gives you more responsibility, like there's a desire for that you have buried. For others of you, it's more of a spiritual calling. You want to be a good example to others. And then for others of you, again, it's got that more sort of entrepreneurial feeling about it. So I'm giving you lots of options for these energies. I am, because it's a collective reading, but it's all just various translations of the same energy, if you know what I mean. And that Empress is interesting in reverse, I gotta say. I'm going to relate this directly to motherhood, and it's in reverse. Literally, some of you could be single parents. Some of you, this could relate to your relationship with your own mother. Like, exactly what's going on here, I can't put my finger on without digging, and I'm not going to overly clarify all these energies, because, you know, I've set my limits for how long these readings are to be, and I will stick to it as much as it pains me. But you will know what I'm talking about. So all these energies that I've spoken about, you see, she's pregnant in this. I mean, that's very common for the Empress, but like, I'm just going to go literal, and I feel it's something about motherhood here. So motherhood, you feel maybe has limited you with regards to your calling. Maybe that's why you put it under a moon, so that you could concentrate on this. But there's something here for those of you who aren't mothers. I mean, obviously some of you watching are males, so, you know, parents, you know, some of you could just be parents of either sex. But there's something here about the relationship with your own mother. Somehow, I think there's expectations from a parental figure in your life that have somehow resulted in a burying of your own ambition. Yeah. A burying of investing in yourself, what this whole reading's about. It's somehow linked to a motherly energy, and it doesn't feel that positive somehow. I mean, it doesn't feel that negative either, but just the way it's in reverse. You know, I'm not saying anyone's a horrible person or anything like that. It's just it's had a dampening effect on the other energies that are here, i.e. the King of Swords and the Judgment, which feel very driven and ambitious and entrepreneurial, and yeah, but there's alongside this there's a kind of dampening effect with this. I mean, this could be your own energy or circumstances or whatever. Well, I've already said that anyway, but I'm saying it again. Okay, where should I invest my energy? Six of Cups. I'm gonna have to clarify again, aren't I? Yeah, okay. Actually, I get it now. I think Spirit's asking you to possibly unpick this dampening effect of this reverse Empress energy, whatever that means to you. I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you. But this is taking me back to childhood. I mean, there's... being future orientated and future facing is very glamorized. That's not the right word. Oh god, my words. I'm getting migrainous and I get brain fog. Valued. Yes, it's very valued, isn't it, in our society? And it's like, you know, we hear a lot of people will be like, oh, well, don't live in the past. Oh, well, that's behind you now. I don't know. I think something that's happened in your past, yes, it is in the past, but it's having an effect on you still, and you are being directed to invest energy towards unpicking it somewhat, somehow. Anything else for Libra on unpicking that? I feel it links back to this Empress energy. So whatever... something has happened to cause a dampening effect on those other energies. It's linked to this Empress energy. This Empress energy is something from your past. I don't know. Something around you being a single parent, or something around your own relationship with your own mother. There's past things that have happened to you there that I think, while they remain unpicked and while they remain without a light shone on them, they are probably driving your car for you in a way that's not noticeable. You're steering and you're having little reactions while you're driving. There's little adjustments to the steering while you're driving, and they're coming from this past energy in a way that I think perhaps you've not shone a light on, and when you shine a light on them, you're going to understand some of your reactions better. Obviously, this is all a metaphor, and, you know, these little reactions are kind of just, you know, day-to-day decisions you take sort of on your path, and I do think you are on the right path, or you're about to bring something up from under a moon such that you discover the right path. But in driving along that path, I think you're sort of being reactive in a way that you don't always understand why you're making certain decisions, and it's because there's something in the past that's affecting your behaviour in a way that I don't know if you have fully shone a light on it, I suppose, or fully healed, I suppose. But, you know, we are all human, and of course we are all products of our experience, so I'm not saying to somehow try and be some sort of person that erases their past or anything like that, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. you know, sometimes I think we set some sort of ridiculous high bar when it comes to healing. Like, we're supposed to just, I don't know, be detached from our past or something. No, it's about integrating all those experiences, isn't it? And, you know, just understanding your own self, really. But it seems that Spirit wants you to invest your energy in this way, because that's it wants you to look at perhaps your childhood or a past relationship or something, and kind of unpick the effect that's had on you. And I think actually that will help you be a bit nicer to yourself as well. Because otherwise, I said this almost to Aquarius. I swear to God, you and Aquarius have got something going on. Where was I? Do I need to clarify this? I don't think I actually do. I can't remember what I was saying now. Oh, yes, we can berate ourselves for our decisions, for our actions. Actually, with Aquarius, they were more berating themselves for their feelings. But anyway, but if we've unpicked where some of those decisions and actions come from, then if we feel we've made a wrong turn, made the wrong decision, or, you know, just gone a bit wild with that steering wheel, and yeah, then we can be a bit nicer to ourselves when we find ourselves having those reactions, because we understand better where we're coming from. You know, it doesn't mean we entirely stop those reactions, because we're human, but, you know, it just means we're a bit nicer to ourselves. I'm going to leave it there. Am I? I just don't know if there's, because that's not, what's coming through there isn't at all trivial, so I just wonder if we could get a bit more advice about how can, it's just I just think there might just be something else. Oh, the High Priestess in reverse. Okay. So, to be fair, I am going to leave it there with that clarification, because it's actually kind of, I'd already linked it back to that High Priestess energy. So really, I think it's just further confirmation of what I've already said. Apart from to say, I would say getting in touch with your own intuition. I think you have a deep knowing about some of this, what I'm talking about. I just think the answers are totally there within you. You have a sort of deep knowing about it all, and I think a lot of it is about trusting that deep knowing and not sort of second guessing yourself. Okay, what will come if I choose to invest in myself? Oh, this is just determination, will. It's just beautiful. You know, sometimes we try to brute force our way things. You know what I was talking about with this way of yours not being clear, which might be a recent past thing, as I say, for some of you, and that might have cleared already. But anyway, there's this idea of needing to brute force our way through that blockage, right? That's going to be removed. This is day to day. This is how it's going to affect your day to day. This is one representation, I believe, of that blockage that I was talking about earlier, that overwhelm, that blockage, that can't move through it. Look, it forms a barrier, doesn't it? And yes, you can move through it, actually, and I believe basically you have been moving through it. Your life has been walking through this, and then you get to the other side and there's another one, and then you get to the other side and there's another one, and you're forcing yourself through these tiny gaps. Basically, the way I feel your day-to-day is going to be shifted as you invest in yourself. Investing in yourself is going to cut these down. So your path forward, you're not going to have to keep shoving yourself through these gaps. And therefore, this idea of will and determination and motivation, you're going to find it much more easily because the way's clearer. And actually, you have been finding a lot of will and determination, because it takes an awful lot of determination and will to bloody walk through these tiny gaps, right? Only you shouldn't have to. You're allowed to make things easier for yourself. And I believe investing in yourself is making it easier, you know, maybe not removing all of them, maybe just removing some of them so that the gaps are a bit bigger. This is all very metaphorical. I hope it's making sense. Because this is a kind of gentle strength. It's like that brute force that you were using to get through everyday life, which of course isn't sustainable, by the way. You burn out, and that may have happened to you. that brute force is no longer going to be required. A gentle strength is what is going to guide you through your day-to-day, because you have used this death card energy to clear the way and to cut all this down, or not all of it, but some of it. And I think actually some of these sticks are that sort of dampening energy from your past that Spirit's asking you to investigate. Okay, and it's going to clear the way. If it hasn't already, a lot of you may relate to this in the past, but this kind of work of chopping this down so that you don't need that brute force to get through every day, that type of work is always ongoing anyway. So even if you've experienced this to a certain extent, it is also ongoing to a certain extent. So yeah, something I need to learn about investing in myself. We've just got one final position we need to talk about. That's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Something I need to learn about investing in myself. Why is the Wheel of Fortune come out in that position? That's interesting. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to change your mind. This to me feels like a kind of 180-degree turn. You know, maybe you thought your calling was in one direction, and now you've done that turn, or you're in the process of doing that turn. I don't know. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to change your mind about how you invest in yourself, what your goals are, what you want to work towards. That's the biggest thing that's coming through here about investing in yourself. If something isn't working, you're allowed to change it. And to be honest, it's interesting that that's come out underneath the Nine of Wands, because the Nine of Wands, sometimes it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Okay, so your day-to-day, the reason that's come out in your how this changed my day-to-day, you're going to stop doing the same thing over and over again and having this expectation that magically the results will somehow be different. Okay, you're going to change the way you spend your day-to-day, and that's connected with this Wheel of Fortune energy. Something I need to learn about investing in myself. I'm allowed to do things differently. Just because I've always done this doesn't mean I have to continue to always do this. I'm allowed to change direction. I mean, sometimes it feels like a literal 180. Like literally so I mean, the best way to explain what I mean here would be returning to a relationship, which none of this is about. Well, I mean, everything's connected, so yeah, but this isn't a relationship reading. But just to explain my 180-ness that I keep going on about, because especially when it's in reverse, it can feel like a 180 turn to me. But simply put, for this reading, for this context, it's just reminding you, yes, you're allowed to change direction, Libra. So, yeah, maybe that's helpful to you. Maybe you already knew that, but it's confirmation. I don't know. Oh, it was the Six of Swords as well. Yeah, see, that's a transition as well. Traveling towards something new. So yeah, I hope that made sense to you, Libra. We've gone over. I think you've been my longest, Libra. I must have a soft spot for you. Let me know in the comments how that resonated for you. I'll be very interested to know, only if you feel safe to do so, obviously. If you are new to my channel and you like the way I read, please subscribe. It does help my little channel grow. Definitely give it a like if you liked it. And as I say, 2 weeks time, I'll be busting out a full Celtic cross for you, and we'll be back to my epic hour-plus long readings, which I love. Maybe I'll try and keep them shorter. I won't. It's virtually impossible for me to do so. Libra, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to log off. Why did I say log off? I'm going to press stop. I love you, Libra. Bye.